Okay guys, so now we're gonna use calculator hacks, which is the calculator shown is Casio FX570EX to solve simple fixed point iteration method. So there's key point that you need to take note, which is the answer that you give must be in 4 decimal places, the x not given is 3.5 and your chosen equation. So there's 3 key point that you need to take note. So first of all, you need to set up your calculator into 4 decimal places. So that is the first step. So to set it up, you need to press Shift menu, and then they show you details like this. You press number 3, number format, and then you press 1, fix. So the screen shown select 0 until 9. Since our question is asking for 4 decimal places, so you press 4. Okay, it's gonna be blank screen like this. Then you need to key in your chosen equation, which is shift here, 5x plus 16. So this is our chosen equation. After you key in the equation, you press button CALC. And then the screen shown x equal to 0. So from here, we proceed to step number 3. So we done press CALC, and you need to insert your value of x naught, which is 3.5. And you press equal 2 times 1, 2. So the answer shown here is the value for x1. After you get the answer, please write first your answer in table. So you write here and here as shown in the screen. After that, after you write your answer in the table, press equal again, and then you key in the value of the x1 just now, 3.2237, and you press equal 2 times 1, 2. So the answer shown is the value for x2. So write first your answer in table before you proceed to the next step. Okay guys, so after you done write your answer for x2 in the table, we're gonna proceed to the next step, which is you press equal, and then you key in the value of the x2 just now, which is 3.1787, and you press 2 times 1, 2. So the answer shown here is the value of x3. Please write first your answer in table before you proceed. So now, after I write my answer in the table, I'm going to check the value at the column xn. So since my value at xn for x2 and x3 are not the same, so I'm going to repeat step 7 and 8. You need to repeat step 7 and 8 until you see the same value at column xn in the table. So I'm going to repeat now. So I write my answer. Equal 2 times. So 3.1700. And then you equal again. 3.1700. Equal, press 2 times. Write first your answer in table. And then I check. So since my x4 and x5 at column xn still not the same, so I'm going to repeat again. 3.1698. I press equal 2 times. So the answer here is for the value of x6. And then I'm check at my column xn. Since the value is the same, so that gonna be your final answer. Take the last row as your final answer as shown on the screen right now. Okay, so that's it for the simple fixed point iteration method using calculator. Okay guys, so now we're going to learn how to use calculator to solve Newton-Raphson method. So just now we already built up our table. We already find our value of x naught, which is 1.281. So you write first in the table, and then we are also already differentiate our equation of y. And the first thing that you also need to take note is the question asking you answer in what decimal places. So for this question, it asking you 3 decimal places. So that's gonna be our first step when we use our calculator. So we set up first. So shift, menu, press 3, number format, press 1. And then here you press 3 since the equation asking you 3 decimal places. It's the same like simple fixed point iteration method just now. Okay, so next step is for step number 2, you need to type the equation. So to type it, you press alpha A, alpha CALC here for the button of equal, and then you type equation of y, alpha x power of 4, and then I press here alpha x minus alpha x minus 2, and to separate it you press alpha this one, and then we're gonna write alpha b. So for this one, it is for equation of y prime just now, the one that we already differentiate. So write you key in 4 x power of 3 minus 1, and then we separate it all again with alpha here. And then for this part, it is you need to memorize this one, x minus bracket alpha alpha a divide with alpha b, and then close bracket. So for the last part, it is for the formula that we're going to use in Newton-Raphson method. So this one you need to memorize it. It is the same for every Newton-Raphson method equation. Okay, so after we done our step 2 as shown in the screen, now we proceed to step number 3, which is you press CALC, and from here you key in your value of x naught, which is 1.281, and you press equal at the bottom here 2 times 1 2. So the answer for the first value that shown on the screen here is the value for column y. So write first your answer in table before you proceed press button equal. So after you write it, then you press equal. So this one is answer for the next column, which is column y prime. Write first your answer in table. After you write, you press equal again. So this one is the answer for for the last column, and also the answer for the value of x1 as shown in the screen. So you write here this answer at 2 column, okay, at 2 boxes, at last column and at down here for the value of x1. Before we proceed to the next step, write first your answer in table. Okay, so before we proceed to the next step, you need to check first the value of x naught and x1 at column xn as shown on the screen. So is it the same? Since it is not the same, so we're going to proceed to find the next value. Okay, so to find the next value, you need to press equal at the bottom here again, and you key in your value of x1 just now, 1.360, and you press equal at the bottom here 2 times 1 2, and the answer here is the answer for x1 at column y. You write first your answer in the table before you proceed the next step, and then you press equal again. So this is the answer for column y prime at x1. Write first your answer in table, and then you press equal again, and this is the answer for the last column, and also the answer for the value of x2 at column xn. Okay, you need to write it at 2 places at 2 box. Okay, so now before we proceed to the next step, you check first the value of x1 and x2 at column xn. Is it the same? So as you can see on the screen, since it is not the same, so we're going to proceed again to find the next value. So you press equal again and you key in the value of x2 just now, 1.353, and then you press equal to times 1, 2. Okay, so this is the answer for boxes y, for box y at column x2. You write first your answer in table and then you press equal again. So this is the answer for the value of y prime at column x, at row x2. Write first your answer in the table and you press equal again. So for this one, this is the answer for the last column and also for the column of xn of x3. Okay, so for column xn at x3. So you need to write, always write at 2 boxes at the same time for the last value, for the value at the last column. Okay, you understand me? So before we proceed or before we stop, it's either we stop or proceed, you need to check. You need to check first the value at xn for x2 and x3 as shown on the screen. Since it is the same, so we're gonna stop here and you doesn't need to press calculator again. So that gonna be your last, that gonna be your final answer. So we're gonna take the value of last row as final answer, which is x3 equal to 1.353. Okay, as easy as that for Newton-Raphson method by using calculator. That's it. Thank you.